Welcome to tonight's video on section P4. We're going to start talking about slopes and equations of a line. The first question is, what is slope? Slope is defined as the steepness of a line. And most of you, when you think of the equation for slope, you think of rise over run, or the change in x over the change in y, which is defined as y2 minus y1 equals over x2 minus x1, and that we use for the letter m, slope. Alright, the next thing, we also understand that slope is considered a rate of change. So it can be expressed as a percentage or anything like that. When you're talking about the slopes of parallel lines, well, the slopes of parallel lines are equal. The slopes of perpendicular lines are the opposite reciprocals. And what I mean by opposite reciprocals is if one is 1/2, then the opposite reciprocal, the perpendicular slope, is equal to -2 because you flip it and put the opposite sign. A horizontal line has a slope of 0. A vertical line is undefined. So now finding the equation of a line. If we want to find the equation of a line in point slope form whose slope is -2/3 and that passes through the point -1,4. Remember, point slope form of a line is where you have y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, where m is the slope and x1 and y1 is the point on the line. So here you have your slope, here you have your x1 and y1. So when you substitute those in, you have y minus 4 equals -2/3 times x, and minus a -1 makes it x plus 1. So that is point slope form. Now you're going to convert the above example into slope-intercept form, so you're going to have to distribute. So you get -2/3 x minus 2/3. And then what you're going to do is move the 4 over. So you get y equals -2/3 x, and -2/3 plus 4 is the same as -2/3 plus 12/3. So that gives you a positive 10/3. If you want it in standard form is where you have ax plus by equals c, and a, b, and c are integers, which means no fractions. So basically you're going to have to multiply to get rid of the fractions. So you're going to have to multiply by 3 here to get rid of the fraction. So 3 times y is 3y. 3 times this is negative 2x. And then plus 10. And then you just move the x over. So you get 2x plus 3y equals 10. That's standard form. So the next page tells you how to find the equation of a line, and it's basically the process that's involved. So go ahead and take a moment to read it. Basically it says first find the slope, then use the point slope form to find the equation of a line, and then it says to convert the equation to another form, and it lists all the forms of a line that you could have. Point slope form is what we start out with, slope intercept form, standard form, which we just talked about, and general form is where it's equal to 0. And also remembering that a vertical line, the equation is x equals a number, and the horizontal line is y equals a number. So an example here is basically finding the equation of a line that passes through -1, 1, -3, and -2, 5 in standard form. So first find the slope. So we're going to go 5 minus -3 and -2 minus 1. So we get 8 over -3, which is -8/3. So then we're going to choose one of the points. So I'll choose this to be x1 and y1 and put it in the point slope form. So it's y minus a -3 equals -8/3 times x minus 1. And then to get rid of the we're going to distribute first. So we get y plus 3 equals -8/3 x plus 8/3. And now since it's in standard form, we're going to get rid of the fractions. So we have to multiply everything by 3. So we get 3y plus 9 equals -8x plus 8 when we multiply by 3. Then we move the 8x over. So we have 8x plus 3y. Then we move the 9 over. So it's in standard form, so it's equal to -1. And that is our standard form. Alright, go ahead and try the next one on your own, and then I will go over it. Alright, so once again we have to find the slope. So it's -2 minus 4 over 6 minus -5. So we have -6/11. So then we put it in point slope form. So we'll do x1 and y1 here. So y minus 4 equals -6/11 times x plus 5. Distribute. So you get -6/11 x minus 30/11. Then you're going to have to multiply by 11 to get rid of the fractions because you want it in standard form. So it's 11y minus 44 equals -6x minus 30. And then you move the 6x over. And then you move the 44 over. So you get 6x plus 11y equals 14. Because you're going to move the 6x over as well. Alright, so that's standard form and writing the equation of a line. So the next one, we're going to put it in general form, and we're going to make sure it's perpendicular. So the first thing, we don't have the point, but we do have this line here. So we're going to change it into y equals mx plus b. So I have 3x minus 5y equals 8. So I have to subtract 3x. and divide by -5. So you get y equals 3/5 x minus 8/5. So that means the slope of this line is 3/5. So if it has to be perpendicular, the perpendicular slope is the opposite reciprocal, so it's -5/3. So when we write the equation of the line, our slope is going to be -5/3 because it's perpendicular. So it's minus 1 equals -5/3, and then x plus 6. Now we distribute -5/3 times 6 is -30/3, and 30/3 is the same as 10. So then we have to multiply by 3 to get rid of the fraction. So it's 3y minus 3 equals -5x minus 30. And then since it's general form, we have to get everything over to one side, so we have to move the 5x over, and we have to move the 30 over. So we get 5x plus 3y, plus 27 equals 0. And that is general form for that equation. Alright, so the next problem, it says find the equation of a line in standard form. Alright, it gives you the graph here. So basically, to find the slope, you're going to go 4 minus -5 over 1 minus -3. So you get 9 over 4. And then you're going to put one of the points, so I'll make this x1 and y1. So y minus 4 equals 9/4 times x minus 1. Then you're going to distribute, and then multiply to get rid of the fraction. So you multiply by 4. So it's 4y minus 16 equals 9x minus 9. And since it wants standard form, you just need to move the x over to one side and move the 16 over to the other. And so you get -9x plus 4y equals 7. Now if you move stuff around the other direction, you could potentially get 9x minus 4y equals -7, and that's okay as well. Either one is fine. Alright, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys tomorrow in class. Have a good evening.